Yo, tonight we are going to be playing some poker at my favorite homeless shelter, Chasers. From the outside, this place kind of looks like a lab that distributes narcotics, but it's actually just a poker room. A bunch of monkeys gather here daily to win money or go home crying. I'm gonna do the same. I walk through the doors of hell, hoping to not get torched. I buy into the 2-5 game for $1,000, which is the max, and get involved rather quickly. I just finished unracking my chips. The first hand I was dealt, I looked down at 2 sixes. I raised to $30. The straddler calls. Flop comes queen 5-4. Could go either way between a bet or a check here, but I think a bet serves as nice little protection. We have second pair. Especially against 2 random overcards that will fold, because if we check it back and they make a pair on the turn, now our hand sucks a bag of dicks. This can all be avoided with a continuation bet. I place a bet of $25, and the hijack says, "You got it, buddy." So we take down the first hand of the night. Once again, with my dashing good looks, I attract 2 ladies in the straddle. Under the gun limps, and the big blind does as well. None of this limping shit is going to occur when I have 2 beautiful feminine specimen in my hand, so we're going to bump up the price of poker to $50. Both players make the call, so we go 3 ways to a flop of 9-7-5 rainbow. Overall, a pretty great board for me. I think there's going to be a lot of hands that continue here, like pair plus straight draws. I bet $100. Under the gun calls. The big blind calls as well. So still going 3 ways to a turn card, which peels off the ace of clubs. This is a sucky card. Little side note, Elon Musk divorced his wife, but he still runs SpaceX. The point that I'm getting at is ladies are great, but rockets are simply better. I don't think my opponents are ever going to float with like ace-jack, for instance, but they could have ace-9 or ace-7, and I think it gets a lot more difficult to extract value from a hand like 10-9 or 9-8, especially when I get called in 2 spots. So this time when action checks to me, I just check it as well, and under the gun checks as well. So still going 3 ways to a river, which peels off the 4 of spades. The big blind checks to me again for a 3rd time, and now I think this is a great spot to go for some value against a 9. I could have plenty of bluffs here, like Jack 10, Queen Jack, and I'm a young kid. People are going to look at my stupid young face and be like, he's full of shit, so they're going to call light, and that's perfect. Again, we're targeting a 9, so no need to go too big. I bet $200. Under the gun says, dude, oh my god, you're killing me. He frustratingly fires his cards into the middle, and the big blind snap folds as well. We take down a pot. Kind of hard to complain when money's coming your way. Let's try to keep doing this. A few minutes pass before we look down at ace-9 of spades in the small blind. Under the gun limps, then the button raises to $50. Playing short-handed, I think this is a good hand to 3-bet. But this guy was very tight and passive. So when that player type then raises, a 3-bet feels suicidal. Believe it or not, I tend to enjoy life, so I'd rather not. Let's play this. I'm just going to call. Under the gun calls as well. So we go 3 ways to a flop of king 9-5 2 spades. Yep, that is quite the flop for me. I check, playing in flow, and under the gun just says, "F it, I'm all in." The button starts salivating like a dog and raises to $200. Action is back on me. Well, this guy has around 1,000 total. So if I jam all in, even if he has a king, he's not really going to love it, because best case scenario, I have a flush draw, which has plenty of equity. Since the other guy's all in, he could have the flush draw, and if he has a flush draw, what the hell do I have? For these reasons, I think even if he has a king, we have fold equity. Also, if another spade rips off, I'm going to be out of position. I don't know if I'm going to get paid. So after thinking for a little while, I said, suck on this, buddy. I'm all in. And the button goes, dude, you weren't supposed to do that. That's not cool. After thinking for a little bit, he said, do you have a set? Then flings his cards into the muck. Works for me. Let's go off to a run out. The turn gets us there immediately in the 7 of spades, and the river, just for safe measure, is the 9 of clubs. Smash the flop, smash the turn, smash the river, just improve on every street. It's a really easy life. Here we have King 10 offsuit in the cutoff. I raised to $30, and only the small blind calls. Flop comes Jack 9-6 rainbow. Small blind checks it over to me. This is a board where I could have a lot of strong hands like pocket jacks, pocket nines, pocket sixes, or a piss missile in the form of king high. With all of these hands, I'm going to be placing a bet, so I fling a green chip into the middle. Caw, that's 25 USD to go. And the small blind immediately is like, He does this weird motion with his hand. He says, all right, whatever, dude, I call. So it's pretty clear he's not strong at all. But with that in mind, we go off to a turn card. The small blind checks it over to me once again. I think our hand is actually a perfect one to continue barreling. We block Queen 10, and this guy clearly doesn't really care about this pot. So I throw in more money. And the small blind says, dude, holy shit, that's way too much. I fold. Just take it. Take the pot. It doesn't matter. I don't care. So we scoop a little bit of money. That is a perfect result for me. Next, we have 2 5s in the hijack. I make it $30, and the straddler says, suck on that, pal. That's not enough. I'm going to raise you to 80. Very small 3-bet, especially since he's out of position, but nothing for me to do here except make the call. Going off to a flop, which comes Jack 5 deuce. We flop ourselves a set. That feels pretty good. What doesn't feel so good is this player checks it over to me. Could he still have a hand like aces or kings? Sure, but I think this player in particular would just bet that at 100% frequency. So I feel like he just has 2 big cards like ace king or ace queen. If I bet, I think he's just going to fold those at a high frequency. So I instead decide to check it back, praying to God that an ace or a king comes in the turn. Please, poker gods, face card of the turn. Anything. Please, God. No. However, this time, the straddler does not check and instead throws out a bet of $115. I think there's way more value in just calling here and allowing him to continue bluffing, but I said, buddy, don't waste any more of your money. Whatever you were going to bet on the river, take that money, go buy a new Xbox. He's like, oh, you have a set? Okay, cool. I fold. And I said, right on, pal. Here we have Queen 8 of spades in the small blind. Out of position, I raise to $40. The big blind and straddler make the call. Flop comes ace king 3, 2 spades. Very good flop for my perceived range. So let's place a bet. I start with a bet of $50, and the big blind immediately puts in the raise to $150. I don't think I've seen this dude play a hand in 3 hours, and now he's raising? Alarm bells are going off in every segment of my brain, but I'm a monkey at the end of the day, so I have 4 cards of the same suit I want to peel, dude. I make the call, praying to God to see a 5th one on the turn. Please improve me to a flush. Let's get some more action, dude. Yeah, we go off to a turn. It comes off nothing of relevance. I check, and this player jams in my mouth. I have queen high, so I can do no such thing but fold. This player shows ace 7 of spades. So, yeah, be careful what you wish for, because I would have lost every single cent to my name had a spade come. We're playing 4-handed at this point, and I look down at pocket jacks in the small blind. The cutoff raises to 20. Then a good player on the button puts in the 3-bet to $80. I hate 4-betting jacks. What am I going to do? Put a 4-bet and then he jams all in? Oh, that's sick. I have 2 hooks. You'd think I'm the fisherman, right? No, I'm the fish. I'm getting sucked for every penny. Oh my God. I placed the 4-bet to $250. The cutoff Jams all in for less. Action's back on the button, who decides to snap fold. A bead of sweat drips down my temple because he and I were the deep stacks. If he jammed over the top, I would have been scared shitless, and I have no idea what I would have done. But this makes our life really easy. We go heads up to a flop of queen high. The turn rips off a king, and I looked at him and I said, dude, there's literally no way that I win this hand. The river comes a brick, and the guy said, I have jack shit. And I said, really? I flip over jacks, and he shows ace 10 of spades. We somehow beat the one hand that whiffs this flop.
Kind of a pure session so far. I don't think I've lost anything significant.
We pick up 8-7 of hearts in the big blind. The cutoff limps, and the button raises to $25. I think this is a good hand to mix. Could call here, but I decide to get a little spicy and place in a 3-bet to 105. The cutoff wants no smoke, but the button decides to call. Flop comes 9-5-4, 2 spades and a club. We have a gut shot, and that's about it. We have 8 high in a dream. In most scenarios, I think a down bet works the best on a board like this. But if I bet a third, he has a straightforward call with all of his smaller pairs. And I have 8 high. I don't really want to call. So I want to make him feel uncomfortable and put him in an actual decision where he's not thrilled to continue. For that reason, I bet pot $215. After a while, the button says, this is about to be the nittiest fold ever. And I'm thinking, oh, let's go. He ends up folding. I flash the 7 of hearts, and he says, oh, we probably have the same hand. And I was like, what'd you have? He's at pocket 7s. And I said, yep. We get him off a chopped pot, and all is good. In the last hand of the night, we look down at pocket queens once again. At the table, I seem to attract the ladies all the time. But for whatever reason, as soon as I step away, they just could not be more I pulled none, and that's truly an issue. A player in middle position raises to $13. The cutoff calls, and action folds to me. Certainly putting in a 3-bet here. I raise it up to $65. The player in middle position counts his chips. He has around $388, and he decides that all of it is going in the middle. Oh, shit. Players at 1-3 don't ever 4-bet without aces or kings. They don't even do that with ace-king. It's aces or kings. So I have a very, very easy fold, but oh no, you already know where this is going, dude. I don't really get many opportunities with ladies, so when I have 2 of them, I gotta go with it. I just make the call. We go off to a run out. Board comes brick, 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 and the middle position player has aces. What a shocker. So just like that, within 15 minutes of playing at 1-3, I lose $400. Instead of going home with a $570 profit, I leave with $105. Fuck!